tell them to bring me my money.
And I've talked about this, with all the people that work on the show and at like conventions and stuff. Like, it was always going to be a hard show to make work, even for one season, because the nature of his powers, like, I should be able to solve whatever our issue is in Act 1, like every episode, because he's the fastest man alive and he's genius.
So you have to suspend disbelief.
Yeah, we have to to stretch storylines and stuff. Yeah, they had to get real creative.
Daredevil Born Again was so bad, it made me want to return to Flash.
The whole FBI corruption scandal agent Nadeem all that. It's why my husband was acquitted.
He was the reason he was going to jail in the first place.
So they actually did explain why he's just walking free. He got acquitted. How?
This doesn't make any sense.
I am killing every single person who fucking defends this show.
I'm not even kidding. It's literally the reason you are getting this video now. I guess that's one good thing that show did if you've been looking forward to this. So join me in mourning the utter destruction and disrespect Born Again inflicted on the characters and payoffs from Netflix by experiencing another terrible show that I thankfully have no attachment to.
There's nowhere to run.
So this is the season with little Alan Jr. She's time traveled here to essentially create her own Flashpoint because Daddy Dearest disappears in the future. We'll talk about it when we talk about it. Not even 10 minutes in, and Derek Wallace is already whipping out the double suplex special on my brain. Not only do we have John Superhero over here stopping to have a little chat with the victims about his super suit riding up in the crotch a little bit.
Going old school today, Flash? Yeah, it's a little tighter than I remember though.
But we got a good old Zack Snyder timing fuck up as well. After Flash punches Gridlock, he falls to the ground in real time, only for the camera to point back at Flash, who proceeds to rescue the two cops who are suspended in mid-air instead of also having fallen to the ground already. Good God. Why the hell does it look like Flash moves them closer to the fucking villain? A case of poor blocking, perhaps? In any case, move them away from the threat and behind cover. Like, it wouldn't be a problem if Flash immediately went to cuff this guy. Why didn't you, by the way? But he decides to chill with the police when all he did was knock this guy down. Plus, he knows this dude is a metahuman.
M03, that's a meta attack.
Prior experience should have him know that these fucks don't go down easy. So Gridlock gets back up as electricity surges through his body, sounding like a fucking techno rave. And Flash doesn't hear any of this because over 15 seconds later, he still hasn't turned around to check on him. The fucking cops have to point out that Gridlock still exists. So instead of instantly cuffing Gridlock with super speed, cause Gridlock just attacked the police and threatened Flash.
Now it's my turn, Flash.
Flash chooses to walk up to him. Of course he does. He can't go too fast, otherwise Nora can't show up in time to distract him, giving Gridlock a chance to punch Flash. A punch that he should have been able to dodge since he fucking saw it coming in real time.
I did see, but just for a second.
Which is like an eternity for a speedster.
By the way, why are you so concerned about another speedster watching from a distance that you turn your back on the threat, after just having placed two regular people a few feet away from Gridlock? I guess blue lives don't matter to him.
Fuck you, Barry.
So the punch sends Flash airborne, he lands in water, and the scene is over. No swimming to shore with super speed and running back to arrest Gridlock, who couldn't have gone far during this. Mr. Superhero just gave up. Remember, Season 4 made the mistake of confirming that Barry can insta-check the whole city, which he should have done starting at the crime scene.
I checked the city. I can't find her.
Maybe you checked the whole city?
Yeah.
By the way, what happened to those cops that were feet away from Gridlock? Are they safe? Are they alright? Did Gridlock kill them off screen?
You know, this gives us a chance to connect. You're not worried about messing things up like he is? I want to get to know you a little.
That doesn't answer the question, Iris. Nora is asking for your opinion on the implications of getting information on the future from her, and you basically responded with, "'cause I wanna."
I will ask you questions about your life, and if I'm right, you just blink twice. I mean, blinking never broke the timeline, right?
Holy hell, she's so toddler-brained.
Yeah, I think it'll be really fun.
I'm gonna ask you yes or no questions, and if you answer with your eyelids, that's not literally saying yes or no, because what? You think the physical act of pronouncing words is what causes the timeline to fuck up, not the information from the future itself that you retain in your brain?
You idiot!
2018 is way shui.
Shui?
Oh, yeah, I guess it's a future thing.
Call this cringe all you want, but this is light years better than the brain rot we have today. Like, what is a gyat? What is a phantom tax? What the fuck is a skibbity toilet?
Oh, this is a super suit.
Yup, a supersuit that exposes your jawline, the part of your face that gave away your identity to Amunet Black not that long ago, and she figured it out with the covered jawline.
Yes, you see that stoic jawline, patrician profile. You're so obviously the speedster I tried to procure from the warden.
Excellent work, costume designers.
So I can run home now.
Or maybe we hit pause on this thing.
You want Nora to stay?
No.
No! 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 No!
You are not doing this, you cunt. You are not further putting the timeline at risk because you found out you vanish at some point.
Now I'm thinking that maybe we should make sure her powers are working correctly before we send her home.
Okay, and that's gonna take like 5 minutes, right? Measure her top speed, check her vitals, and make sure she can react to attacks coming towards her. That about covers it. Yes, I'm aware that Barry is just making an excuse to keep her longer, but it's a terrible excuse because of how easy it would be to get it over with. And nobody is asking him what exactly he means by this. Look how confused Cisco is. He's probably thinking how fast it would take to make sure her powers are working correctly.
The legends have a theory. There are some historical events that are soft. Basically, you change those, it's not going to affect much else, like catching Gridlock late.
How is catching Gridlock late not going to affect much else? It literally allowed him to kill a man that would have lived and crash land a plane full of people. All of their futures have now changed. Their trip is cancelled. Whatever they were going to do at their destination is either being delayed for who knows how long, or not happening at all. They aren't simply swimming to shore and hopping on the next available flight, you idiot. Not to mention, there are countless items in their luggage that are now damaged from the ocean. Wally is wrongfully implying catching Gridlock late is its own self-contained isolated event, and the passengers have simply carried on with their lives as they did in the initial timeline.
There are some historical events that are soft, and then there are those that are fixed. You mess with them, and all sorts of craziness starts to happen.
And how the fuck do you know what will affect a fixed event in the future, Wally? The whole point of the butterfly effect is that even the tiniest little insignificant action could have major ramifications down the line. Nora already interfered with the capture of Gridlock. They didn't know whether that was a fixed event or not. And knowing how much of a klutz she is, the next little thing she interferes with could turn out to affect a fixed event. And we're not just talking about fixed events in Team Flash's lives, it could indirectly affect the lives of other people. Do you guys even fucking remember how Barry refused to go back 5 seconds in the Flash Time episode to prevent the nuke from destroying Central City?
What if we run back in time and stop this bomb from ever going off?
It's not an option.
Even if it saves the city and everyone in it?
It's not saving them, okay? The second you alter the timeline, everything changes, especially the people you love.
One of the consequences of time travel that made him say this, despite it being a false equivalence to going back 5 seconds like I explain in the Season 4 video, was Diggle's child being born male after undoing Flashpoint.
Who's that young boy with Dig?
No way, he didn't have a kid before?
Yeah, it was baby Sarah.
Baby John.
I screwed up everyone's life.
Yeah.
You just erased a daughter from my life.
You can't go back and just change things like that, Barry.
I know.
You know how hard it is for me to not alter events? But I don't, because I know the implications.
Nora has similarly gone back several years and has been making changes, which is infinitely worse than 5 seconds, but that doesn't count for reasons. The writers were looking for any excuse, no matter how limp-dicked it is, to keep this overgrown iPad kid in the season, weren't they? Team Flash has every reason to send Nora back by every logical and scientific metric, but fuck it, let's just cross our fingers and hope this fixed event theory is right and we won't accidentally trigger something. If you're so determined to risk it all, as long as you spend more time with your daughter, Barry, how about you do everything in your power to discover how you go missing and prevent that from happening? Remember, he doesn't just lose years of time with his daughter, he also loses that time with Iris, and Central City loses its hero for the same number of years.
Now I'm trying to live up to the legacy he created, so that one day I'll stop him from ever disappearing.
Look, even Nora talks about how she's trying to prevent it from happening. Why the fuck isn't this priority number 1? Well, we do have 20 more episodes, maybe that's what the rest of the season is going to be about.
Nowhere to run!
Hang on, Gridlock was chained up in the last scene of episode 1. Cicada was about to stab him in the chest. Are you telling me he willingly broke off his cuffs just to fight him? He doesn't even remove Gridlock's powers until after he's taken a beating. His goal right now is to kill all metahumans.
What do you want? For all of you to die.
Cicada is already weakened. It's revealed he's got a lung injury and that's why his breathing sounds like that. Why would he give someone he's trying to kill the chance to weaken him more and possibly escape? Especially by someone who can do this. Idiot much?
Yes.
Barry never returns? So what? But that article says that you never come back. So what if the other one says that you vanished? I mean, it's said other things before. We made it say other things before. So whatever the future brings, we're gonna deal with it when it gets here.
Okay, this mentality is based. I agree they should deal with things as they come, especially after the fixed event theory that Wally just dropped on us. So they will not require Nora's presence at this time and will be sending her back to the future promptly.
Oh, looks like Nora's gonna need more training after all.
God damn it, we were this close, Iris. What fucking training is she going to need? You mean you all want her to stick around for several years so that she can be there to help during whatever this is in 2024? Remember, it's currently 2018, that's a whole 6 years from now. And Nora isn't to be born yet for a few more years. Do you have any idea how many fixed events could be affected by Nora's interference in all that time? Even if the fixed event theory turns out to be bullshit, that's what Team Flash currently believes in. And come to think of it, how do they know if Vanishes in Crisis isn't a fixed event itself? It should definitely be one. The Flash disappears for over 25 years. That's pretty fucking major in terms of how it affects the history of Central City, its citizens, and by extension, the rest of the world. Or are they cool with messing with this fixed event and will ignore all sorts of craziness that happens as a result because it's one they don't like?
Central City's gonna be a war zone.
Oh, don't worry about the city, friend. CCPD's finest star on the case.
And you are?
Nora, CSI intern.
Bitch, you just acknowledged an episode ago that your interference fucked with Barry's work. What the fuck are you doing here?
You guys beat him in one try, or you were supposed to. Ugh, now because of me, he's on the run and timeline's all messed up again.
Please tell me Barry's gonna tell her to beat it after playing along in front of the captain.
Yeah, but forensic science in the future is like way advanced, so I can totally handle a robbery scene like not a prob.
Gotcha. That's great.
What is that?
It looks like somebody wanted their pound of flesh.
Nora, wait!
He doesn't send her home after this. I know, who could have predicted that the show where nobody learns from their mistakes wouldn't do that? Not only does brain fart Alan not realize her getting involved in his CSI work could affect one of these said fixed events, but she has a different set of CSI knowledge. Knowledge from the future, the thing he is trying to avoid as much as he can.
Speed Lab sure is archaic, huh?
You know what? No future talk, all right? Please.
What part of we need to make sure her powers are working correctly, or she's gonna need more training, involves her rubbing her nose in Barry's forensic work?
Cisco is creative. Cisco is good. Cisco is smarter than your average bear. That's Yogi's. You stole Yogi's affirmation.
Yeah. I wonder if the Yogi Bear movie exists in this universe, because that must have been a mindfuck to anyone who knew Harrison Wells.
East Street Auto Haven. Looks like it's probably a front for Skull's activities.
Yes, I get to take down my first baddie. With your permission, of course.
And where the fuck was this consideration for consent when you decided to pose as an intern in front of Barry's co-workers? Nora instantly relocates the victim to a back of a truck, you know, something that can be driven away instead of far away from the hostile, and stops to talk instead of cuffing her with super speed. That's how you know she's Barry's daughter. Flash stays put and does nothing to help his idiot daughter who just impulsively ran into the fight, and continues to just stare as Nora stops using super speed and has this chick distracted for a moment. Once Nora is trapped, he just stops to talk instead of cuffing her immediately. You brought the cuffs, right, dipshit?
Didn't know I was a meta. Don't feel bad. It's my new look.
No, I am not taking that line of dialogue as an excuse for not bringing the cuffs. Not only should it be second nature for Team Flash to carry the cuffs after all the sudden metas they've dealt with at this point, but the piece of evidence that led them to Vanessa was a block of compressed human.
Can't even move this thing. This isn't a pound of flesh. This is a whole human body.
This is such a uniquely bizarre way for someone to be killed. The word metahuman should have been the first thing to pop into Barry's head. So Vanessa tosses Nora far away, Flash runs after her and brings her to a stop with tornado arms, which takes less than 20 seconds total to do, so Vanessa is still back there, ready to be cuffed or knocked out before she harms Bruno and transports those stolen weapons.
They had to get real creative.
Speedsters need to know about physics, aerodynamics, trajectory formulas.
My training is math?
Yeah.
Her training should be learning common sense, Barry, and while she's taking that class, you should pop a squat in the seat next to her.
I don't need this kind of training. I need to learn how to be like you.
What do you think it means to be like me?
Running so fast you can stop a tsunami.
Running that fast means nothing, young Nora, when your father wasn't capable of stopping man with gun on multiple occasions. Where was that in the Flash Museum?
How about defeating a sand demon by throwing lightning at him?
Oh no. Oh no. They're acknowledging one of the times Barry has killed. Whoever oversaw the creation of this museum included the fucking execution of Sandman, which I'm sure pissed off Iris, Cisco, and Barry if he hadn't vanished yet, since they keep trying to sweep that under the rug.
But if you do this, you will always be a killer. How about defeating a sand demon by throwing lightning at him?
Remember that talk about murdering your way out of problems? Yeah, we don't do that.
How about defeating a sand demon by throwing lightning at him?
We never have to kill. For people with our abilities, there's just always another way.
How about defeating a sand demon by throwing lightning at him?
Dibs on cashing in Norvox chips.
Oh, no. No killing. I can handle way more than you think. Watch.
Not only did Barry fail to react to the lightning, which he saw for a second,
I did see, but just for a second.
Which is like an eternity for a speedster.
but what the fuck did Nora expect would happen? Like, you wanted to show that you can throw lightning, and you chose to do this by pointing it in your father's direction? How about setting up a target in the training room if you want to impress him so badly? Not to mention the fact that even if it missed him, it could still hit other fragile objects in the room, like the glass whiteboard.
You idiot!
Then the show tries to justify Nora's irrational recklessness and infantile behavior by having Joe Barry use reverse psychology on Barry to recount that when he was adopted, he wanted to impress Joe because he was his hero for taking him in when he was alone, a position similar to Nora's. Barry was a fucking 4th grader though. Pipsqueak probably just learned how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Nora is like in her late 20s to early 30s. You got me fucked up if you're gonna call this an equivalence.
I want what's mine, Vanessa.
What the fuck? Last time we saw Bruno, he was locked in the back of the truck. Vanessa had the upper hand. It's now in a new location, meaning she drove it somewhere else, and Bruno just teleported off screen? Or did Vanessa just let him go, the guy who's actively trying to kill her? That was your way of giving them a rematch featuring Bruno's henchmen this time?
Yeah, that's definitely a case of me just not knowing what to do with the script.
So Flash and Nora have learned their lesson from last time, right? That lesson being to instantly cuff Vanessa with super speed instead of stopping, now that they have confirmation she's a meta, and given how dangerous her powers are, and given how she attacked them last time, right? Right? Right?
You two.
Shut!
So Flash counters her attack with tornado arms until she gets tired, instead of just cuffing her in Flash time, then proceeds to take the cuffs from Nora and walks over to Vanessa, even though he saw her get up.
I did see, but just for a second.
Which is like an eternity for a speedster.
Gets trapped in a block as a result, which of course is purely done to give Nora a moment to fight alone, and they can be like, yay, you did something right for once. But then this happens. The fucker just stands there, menacingly, while Flash also just stands there. Now, what should the surprise assassination of Vanessa with a telekinetic dagger tell anyone with common sense? That this guy currently isn't willing to talk and is extremely dangerous. This dagger could easily kill Cisco and Ralph in the blink of an eye if Barry and Nora don't use super speed. He needs to be cuffed immediately and locked up in Star Labs for questioning, which is why Barry simply stares at him for nearly 10 seconds and watches as he throws his dagger over towards them.
I just lost my speed. I got nothing. Negative, Ghost Rider.
So then, Barry, Cisco, and Ralph tried to beat this guy up, meaning they weren't even going to fucking question him, making the stopping to watch even worse. Once the three get their asses handed to them, Cicada tries slicing up Cisco and goes to stab Barry in the chest, meaning he intends to kill them. He only stops because Nora returns from delivering Vanessa to a hospital and yells, "Dad!" So, if he hadn't wasted time fighting hand-to-hand with them, all of them would have been dead. Oh yeah, I'm adding the should have been killed counter back, specifically for people that should have been killed by Cicada.
No one knows where he came from, how he got his powers, who he is.
What makes him scary is you never catch him.
Supergirl, the Legends, even the League tried, but no one was successful.
You're fucking baiting me. You cannot be fucking serious. Is this a fucking prank? The normal guy with a knife that needs to be tossed into the ground to negate meta powers? The normal guy who's completely done for if Flash or Kid Flash or Jesse Quick or Jay Garrick or Supergirl or Superman go into Flash time and knock him out or cuff him before he does that? The normal guy who's completely done for if a sniper surprise shoots him in the head like Green Arrow?
Green Arrow? Yeah, he tried to once, but...
No one was able to stop Man with Knife?
Fastest man alive, what a fucking joke.
No one was successful.
Probably because he can dampen everybody's powers with that magic friggin' dagger.
And if any of these metahumans Nora listed survive these fights with Cicada where he dampens their powers, that also means he didn't simply throw his dagger into their chests or heads to kill them, making him just as stupid as the speedsters. So Team Flash hires Sherlock Wells to find Cicada's real name and location. Now, spoiler alert, this turns out to be the wrong guy, but I want you to see what Barry does immediately upon seeing who he believes to be Cicada. He doesn't stop to talk, he doesn't stop to watch, he gives him an instant knockout.
That's a surprise tool that can help us later.
Barry isn't fully convinced they got the right guy because there were no signs of his dagger or mask, and then Nora, who calls herself a CSI,
One CSI to another.
proceeds to appeal to authority and to evidence that doesn't even follow Cicada's MO.
Sherlock is the best detective in the multiverse. His profile led us to David Hirsch, and we found evidence that David Hirsch is a mass murderer.
Forensics examined Hirsch's hideout and they found evidence linking him to several anti-government bombings.
Cicada has been targeting other metahumans and killing them via stabbing. They have nothing to do with the government nor are victims of bombings. But yes, go ahead and chant victory and gaslight your dad just because a Wells told you another Wells is great at his job. And then when Barry tells her their boot print sizes don't even match and David isn't even a meta because he has no dark matter readings, Nora comes up with a brilliant idea.
You know what we should do? We should throw him in the pipeline for safekeeping until he talks. I'm gonna go get him.
I repeat, she is being told that the little evidence they have is not lining up with what they know about Cicada, and instead of providing any kind of counterpoint, she decides to basically coerce David into admitting he's the one they're looking for. And then when Barry rightfully tells her they shouldn't do that, the 30-year-old runs off like a pouty kindergartner.
We're not gonna kidnap a suspect in police custody. If you don't see what's wrong with that, you can sit this one out.
God, I fucking hate this character. This shit's gotta be hereditary because these three in the West Allen family triangle are uncontestedly the dumbest characters in this show. Then Iris justifies Nora's behavior with, she just wanted to meet her dad, but now she's learning how her actions are severely changing the timeline, so she feels very guilty and wants to immediately fix her mistake. Making your CSI knowledgeable character stupid isn't how you write an arc like this. I guess the show is telling us that if Barry told Nora the evidence is severely lacking, but whatever, David is definitely Cicada, she would happily return to the future and feel absolved of all guilt. So now that Barry and Iris have acknowledged the problem again, which is that Nora time traveling to the past is fucking with the timeline, something Barry was firmly against just a few episodes ago.
Even if it saves the city and everyone in it?
It's not saving them, okay? The second you alter the timeline, everything changes, especially the people you love.
And Nora is feeling great remorse for it. Are they going to tell her she can't get involved anymore and keep her in the pipeline or something until Cicada is caught?
Nope. You just gotta have a little more patience. Think before you act. Fix the problem the right way.
He encourages her to continue getting involved because for some reason, the guy with the instant win ability still thinks he can't take on non-speedsters alone.
Detective Joseph West, the metahuman called Vibe. Call him here, now.
So Cicada is currently after Vibe and has Joe hostage because he saw both of them in a newspaper. Again, I don't understand why he didn't insta-kill him and everyone else here when he knows they're all metahumans, but I digress. Cecile presses the panic button, but instead of letting Flash get to Joe's house first, you know, because he's the only one who has flash time and can let everyone know what's going on without compromising anybody, nobody communicates with each other, and Cisco goes alone for no reason. I'm actually not sure how Cisco got here first, when he actually has to take time to put on his costume, unlike Barry, who should be going at his top speed since this concerns Joe's and Cecile's and their baby's lives. Probably worth mentioning that Barry was notified almost as soon as the alarm went off.
What's wrong?
But Cisco somehow manages to suit up and breach here before Barry arrives, and enough time passes to allow Cicada to push Cisco through the breach. Why tackle him through the breach instead of force throwing the dagger into him? You're trying to kill him, right?
What do you want? For all of you to die.
And I'm sorry, why would Cisco make himself the first line of defense instead of Barry when he currently cannot breach or fight with his hands?
Cisco?
Cisco what? You want me to breach him here?
Yeah.
Hello? I just got Benny Hanted. Hurts a little bit.
Also, I'm sorry again, the same breach that took him from Star Labs to Joe's house decided to change its entry point to a random forest? Why?
My breach fritzed out and spat us out in a forest somewhere.
Can you breach out?
Oh, it just coincidentally fritzed out at this moment. Even though I don't recall it ever doing this the other 100 times Cisco has breached. Correct me if I'm wrong though. Also, I'm sorry one last time, Cisco decided to leave the extrapolator behind and use his hands to breach here, despite them being cut open and knowing that the guy who can dampen meta powers is possibly the one at Joe's house. He was literally the last person to have the extrapolator on him moments before this.
Found him with this.
Oh, of course you did.
I know. The writers wanted to isolate Cisco for his arc, so this stupidly contrived bullshit is the best they could come up with. And then the rotten cherry they decided to add on top of it is having Cicada not throw his dagger hard enough to go through Cisco's chest like he did with Block. Anyway, Sherlock pinpoints the forest they breached to. Whoa, wait. So Cicada doesn't even have to toss his dagger into the ground to remove meta powers? It can just happen on a whim while he's holding it, even though that's not how they've shown how it works? It even takes a couple seconds for meta powers to be removed. We have seen the process with a visual stream. You cannot suddenly tell us, actually, it doesn't need to do any of that. I mean, I guess the dagger has to remove meta powers at light speed without being grounded, because if the process were to remain consistent, Barry could just neutralize Cicada before it even leaves his hand or touches the ground. Why the fuck are you punching him instead of stabbing him right away, you numbskull? He made his point. He knows how to fight better than Barry. He already proved this in the previous episode. But Cicada knows that Team Flash has at least one other speedster. He saw her in episode 2.
All these years the Central City spent defending metas instead of ending them. Those days end now, starting with you.
That other speedster could get here at any nanosecond and stop him before he activates his dagger again. Yeah. Like that. I fucking hate this trope. Villain spills his plan right before killing the hero, making it completely pointless, and giving the hero exactly enough time to be saved, especially when he didn't say anything during his first attempt on Barry's life. Wait a minute, speaking of that scene, I thought Barry was an exception after Cicada found out he's a dad. If that doesn't actually matter, then why the fuck did you let him live? He just made it clear again that he wants to kill metas no matter who they are. Did the writers forget they initially had him empathize with fathers?
Maybe.
So Nora manages to throw lightning at him, not sure how she knew how far away she needed to be so that the dagger won't negate her powers, but I guess she's slightly further away than Barry was when he ran here. Her plan is to give Cisco this Star Labs fusion cell, which earlier in this episode is stated to have the capacity to vaporize a person when it explodes, so... oh god. Oh no, don't tell me they're gonna...
Use this!
Hey! Michael Myers! Dampen this! Ah!
Okay, there's several layers of stupid to what happens here. I gotta go beat by beat. So everyone is convinced Cisco died here. All that's left after the explosion is his torn vibe costume. Flash is exhausted and without super speed. Cicada starts walking over to him, but feels pain coming from his bleeding stomach, so he chooses to just fly away?
They fly now! They fly now!
Flash is right there. Just force throw your dagger into him, you fucking dumbass. It takes 2 seconds to do that. And if he had a modicum of common sense and an extra 5 seconds to spare, he could toss his dagger next to Nora, remove her powers, and then kill her too, considering she's as dumb as her father and will likely stop to watch him toss it. Cisco then emerges from a breach. It turns out he opened a breach during the explosion, but that doesn't explain how he managed to leave his outfit behind and how the explosion simply didn't go through the breach and vaporize him anyway. Whatever, I guess Cisco has super speed. He then says,
Your daughter. She remembered there's more than one way to open a breach.
Cisco, the guy who reminded Iris that they have a device for breaching because it was too painful to use his hands, kinda forgot to bring the extrapolator with him. And I'm sorry, I did not see an extrapolator when Nora threw him the fusion cell. I slowed down the footage and there's nothing, so I guess it teleported into his hand. But we aren't even shown Nora grabbing it at Star Labs. That's like the bare minimum setup they could have done to hint at this being a possibility.
Figured Cicada wouldn't give up until Vibe was dead, so we gave him what he wanted.
So this means all of this went according to plan. It all went according to plan, despite Nora never telling Cisco to fake his death using the extrapolator. It went according to plan, despite that Nora could not have predicted Cicada wouldn't kill Flash right after and fly away. Something Team Flash had no idea he could do. It went according to plan, despite that Nora could not have guaranteed Cicada would return the fusion cell to Cisco instead of dodging it. It went according to plan, despite that Nora could not have guaranteed the fusion cell wouldn't explode upon being hit with a blade. And the only reason Cicada isn't killed by the explosion is because he was able to hit the cell back at Cisco, which gave him the chance to create an energy shield around him using his dagger. Something Team Flash has no idea he can do. Meaning Nora's plan relies on so many things out of her control and out of her knowledge that to her, it should have killed Cicada. And Cisco was on board and Barry praises her for it.
Thanks, fangirl. You saved my life. Remember that talk about murdering your way out of problems? Yeah, we don't do that.
I did good.
You did great. We never have to kill. For people with our abilities, there's just always another way.
Why didn't Cisco return to Star Labs instead of the forest? Again, he somehow read Nora's mind and knew the plan was to fake his death. He doesn't think the explosion killed Cicada based on his reaction when he comes back, and nobody knows Cicada has the power of flight. So in Cisco's mind, Cicada should still be here. He could have made all of this pointless and gotten himself killed for real by returning here.
Good job.
And then Cisco is completely fine other than wearing a cast on his arm? I'm sorry, did they fucking forget that this happened? If a knife goes so deep into your back that you remain attached to it while it's forcefully pulled away from you, you aren't going to fucking walk this off. He should be sleeping on a hospital bed right now and taking months to recover. Whatever, I guess he has super healing too.
How the hell are we gonna catch this guy?
Not with our powers. We know that at least.
The brilliant scientists haven't figured out that all Barry needs to do is knock out or cuff Cicada before he activates his dagger. Because yes, he may not need to ground it, but he still has to consciously trigger it. It isn't trying to sap powers 24/7, otherwise it would have instantly taken Team Flash's powers when it stabbed Block right next to them, and it would have instantly sapped anyone Cicada fistfights before the first punch is even thrown. And he won't be able to activate it if you approach him in flash time while he's caught off guard, like whenever he's at work or visiting his niece. Team Flash should realize this. We got a repeat of the problem with making someone like the Thinker your overarching big bad villain.
Variations in the timeline, shifted the elements, complicates the equation now.
You could be the new element that saves us. You could be the reason we catch Cicada.
And there we have it. The last excuse to keep this fucking whiny preschooler coked out on sugar around. Alright, Mr. Allen, let her stay to catch Cicada, but she better not interfere with your CSI work or family matters. She stays in Star Labs until your next lead on Cicada comes up.
So, you guys up for a family dinner night?
And then maybe after we could help you move into the loft.
Fuck! God damn it! There's nowhere to run!
Hey, what is that, Nora?
You know, it's this really great app called Spin Zone. The push notifications let you know the second anything happens in the city.
Oh, yeah, Spencer Young. I know her.
I think she's cute.
Yeah, I mean, she may be cute, but she's never fact-checked a thing a day in her life.
She's doing something right. She has 3 times as many followers on her app as you do on your blog, so I'm gonna get something to eat.
Can you stop being an insufferable c***? For 5 minutes? Why are you here? Stop bringing her everywhere for fuck's sake. It's a fucking softball game. Nothing to do with Cicada. So this is the episode with Screenslaver. I'm not even kidding, that's literally who she is. Hey, Incredibles 2 came out the same year this season did. What a coinkydink. So she stages a bomb disposal by hypnotizing a policeman into tossing a backpack with a bomb at this CCPD charity game, and hypnotizing Nora to yeet it into the air where it can't explode near anyone. She's creating threats just to have XS save the day to make her the popular new speedster. This is the Incredibles episode, guys.
Notification from Spin Zone. Already? That was fast.
Iris, if Cicada sees that post.
Yeah. He may pick Nora as his next target.
What? What are you talking about?
Cicada already knows about the new female speedster. She should already be a target. He fucking saw her with Team Flash twice. He knows she's Flash's daughter for fuck's sake, and you think an article about her is the giveaway that she's a meta?
What a joke.
Metas are clickbait right now? Yes, which is why I wanted to talk to you, actually. So I recently found a source who thinks that metas are being targeted. Look, the point is, writing articles about excess could make her a target.
Oh my god, I thought they were going to bring this up in that one scene alone. Iris is actually making this a big deal. Cicada already knows about XS, and Team Flash knows this.
You idiot!
Okay, let's just get inside and put the fire out.
Enjoy this news. Flash?
Once we're inside...
Hang on, if the way she hypnotizes people is by displaying text on a screen telling a specific person what to do, then how the fuck did she hypnotize Nora? She didn't even know the hero name she goes by until Iris tells her what it is after that scene.
But these metas, including speedsters like the Flash and XS, they are all in danger.
XS, that new lady speedster has a code name.
So that can only mean she somehow knows XS is Nora West Allen? I mean, she has to, right? Because I haven't even mentioned that Screenslaver somehow knew to send a hypnosis message to Nora's phone at the softball game to make her stop the bomb. So how the fuck did she find out XS's identity?
It is of no concern.
And not only that, Screenslaver's plan relied on Nora looking at her phone just in time to be able to intercept the cop. The cop who was already hypnotized long before this since he had to steal the bomb from CCPD and would not be able to stop if Nora wasn't looking at her phone. Meaning if none of these coincidences happened, Nora wouldn't have saved these people, which is what Screenslaver wants. This fucking plot is held together with chewing gum and cotton candy.
Where are you going? He just ran away and left.
Nora was literally staring in the same direction Barry was, and somehow completely missed the screen with a hypnotic background with big bold letters stating Flash is in Vegas. I say she missed it because she has no reaction to it, and they say this later.
So maybe the abnormal activity was some sort of hypnotic induction?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like one of us would have noticed somebody trying to hypnotize me.
Yeah, and why would someone hypnotize us to save people?
But Nora would have noticed if it weren't for her eyesight conveniently going blurry at that second.
So here's the meta watch. Press that button, if Spencer's a meta, it'll beep.
One of us would go with you, but she knows both me and your dad, so...
Oh no. Oh no. Well, I knew it was gonna happen sooner or later. Barry and Iris's plan right now is to have Nora get close to Spencer, since they can't show themselves. First of all, Nora is the worst fucking person you could have chosen to do this. Not only is she an impulsive klutz who is pro-Spencer, but she does not hide her face as XS. This mask isn't doing shit.
Kind of defeats the whole anonymous superhero thing.
And the person you are about to have her walk up to is obsessed with XS.
Spencer Young wants to get famous by making you famous. She admitted it when we talked.
And took this picture of her earlier today. So scratch Nora right off the list. And if Barry and Iris don't have anyone else, which they do, they have the rest of Team Flash, I still don't understand why they can't do it themselves. It's not like Spencer is going to immediately run away as soon as she sees either of them. Iris literally had a conversation with her earlier with no issue. And if that still ain't good enough for this mission where they need to conceal themselves and use a different person... Oh, you know what's coming. Use the fucking transmogrifier. The greatest piece of espionage tech of all time is at their disposal. I don't care what your dumbass headcanon is for why it's been missing since season 3. They never tell us it's out of commission, therefore it's still an option. I actually remember seeing someone claim when my season 4 video dropped that it was probably buried with HR after he died, which, like, I'm confused. This is miracle tech that saved Iris's life. Do you want Team Flash to be more stupid than they already are?
Maybe.
Anyway, let's see how well Nora does on her own.
Oh, hi. Hi. Sorry, Spencer. That's okay. Do I know you?
She's at the stadium.
She's here.
Oh wow, Barry remembered he has free will. Immediately cuffed, no talking, no watching, arrested as soon as he found her, just like he did with David Hirsch, just like he did with Gridlock on the plane. Can we expect him to be this efficient going forward?
No.
There's nowhere to run!
Are you guys ready for another round of let's have nonsensical bullshit happen so this drama between Nora and her parents can continue to never end? So Nora's been crashing at Joe's house for 2 weeks since the previous episode because she finally revealed that Iris put a power dampening chip in her as a baby, which she just found out about 6 months ago. And Barry supports Iris's future decision. So back to the present, Team Flash gets a notification about an art gallery robbery.
He's not carrying anything.
Because he handed it off to someone else.
Nora?
Nora?
I got him. I can stop someone on a motorcycle.
And how the fuck do you know about this someone else and where they are? Not only was Nora not using Iris's computer at Star Labs, but she wasn't even nearby to witness the handoff. Otherwise, she would have stopped him as soon as it happened. But she states this as she's speeding through the city with no motorcycle in sight. So the setup for what's about to happen already has a gaping hole.
Gotcha.
Wow, she straight up didn't give a shit that the motorcycle was sliding towards people. She clearly saw this happening before Barry steps in.
I did see, but just for a second.
Which is like an eternity for a speedster.
It doesn't help that in episode 3, she is shown to be able to think of solutions in flash time.
Take a moment, think before you act. Fix the problem the right way.
Oh yeah, that episode was all about teaching her to use her brain and to not be so reckless if she doesn't want to mess up. I guess we're regressing all that because we need more time-consuming forced drama.
This is why we train Nora every single day. Not when you feel like it, not because you're mad, but you always have someone in your ear when you're—
And even if we ignore the fact that she just stared and did nothing, what did she expect was gonna happen after removing the driver from a moving vehicle? That it would just stop dead in its tracks? Why wouldn't her immediate follow-up to cuffing the guy be to move the bike over so it's not rolling in the middle of the street?
Then there would be no conflict and no drama.
Shut up!
What happened? The thing. He did this.
At the very least, Barry could have tried pulling off the mask with super speed to see who the threat is. I'll let this one slide though, because what happens next is so much worse. This cornball goes into a vent in a building that proceeds to collapse Defender style.
Thing destroyed my life's work.
Well, it's a good thing that thing is somewhere in the rubble. You know, cause the vent isn't a portal or something. Barry can just search the debris with super speed or patrol the perimeter until that thing eventually climbs out of it. Ah, there he is, just as expected. Now all Barry has to do is wrap those good old power dampening cuffs around his wrist.
They had to get real creative.
Did you find any more of those weird lines?
No, and if there's more, they're buried underneath tons of rubble, just like our meta, unless he was able to stretch out of that one too. which I'm sure he was.
Oh, Barry is just now realizing that the stretchy meta that was able to stretch through a thin-ass vent with no consequence could have escaped from the rubble. Or he did before and decided not to stick around to arrest him.
You damn idiot.
Hey, babe, I just spoke with Mrs. Merkel. I think I know what Peter wants. The jewelry, the building, they all meant something personal to the victim. He wants to deliver the most painfully emotional blow possible, just like his family did to him.
Is that really why Peter is here at Barry's? He saw a random-ass couple at his mom's gala and decided, yeah, I'm gonna follow one of them home and kill them. Seems a bit off from his MO, considering the other two instances were stealing and destroying extremely expensive objects belonging to the rich. Here he wants to kill a nobody. He doesn't even know this Randy is the Flash.
Policeman.
And now I must ask, Peter, if your goal is to cause as much emotional pain as possible, then why tie up the CEO in the building you were about to collapse? That will literally kill him. And if you don't actually care about keeping him alive so he can suffer, why reveal yourself at all? Just detonate the bombs. This fucking idiot set up bombs at the base of the building, went all the way up to the CEO's office, giving a passerby the time to report this.
Somebody called in a bomb threat at Seaver Architects.
And proceeded to make himself known and tie up the CEO, who would have died from the collapse regardless. I guess the clown mask is fitting since he's got the IQ of one. Also, how did Barry not hear Peter twist himself out of the chimney and walk up to him? He sounds like a Chuck E. Cheese ticket muncher anytime he moves even slightly. But sure, we'll just mute his volume and muffle it a little so it's slightly believable when Barry doesn't hear it and gets knocked out.
The jewelry, the building, they all meant something.
Yeah, sorry, that MO fits perfectly. Who do you think's his next victim?
What we call a little deceptive editing.
Oh my god. Okay, we only get this hilarious moment because Sherlock broke the extrapolator off screen. Nora and Cecile are out and about. Nora left her phone at home. Iris doesn't call Joe or Cecile despite knowing that Nora is staying at their house.
She's probably just helping with Jenna so Joe and Cecile can sleep in.
And nobody pushes the panic button, which would immediately alert Nora that someone's in trouble since she's with Cecile. It's then revealed that while Ralph and Iris were on their way, Caitlin has continued calling Nora. Call Joe or Cecile or push the panic button, you fucking idiots. Cisco has nothing to do. He should be calling them as well. Coincidences and straight up inaction from Team Flash to get this moment to have Nora admire Iris.
Holy crap! You just threw yourself off a building to save Dad? It's beyond shui.
Which I am sure will just get regressed in the next couple episodes. Anyway, when Iris unlocks the cuffs, Barry just kind of flies? He's in mid-air. He has nothing heavy enough to propel himself towards the building. How the fuck did he do that? What's worse is that he does have a move that would stop himself and Iris from smacking the ground. Remember the tornado arms from season 2? They just don't have him use it and made him defy gravity and air density.
I don't think we can use someone else's satellite.
Or maybe we can. When DeVoe took over Sally, he also launched 4 of his own satellites to bring about the Enlightenment, but now that he's gone, we've got eyes and ears.
It has been months since the ending of Season 4. Episode 7 takes place on Thanksgiving, and they established the satellite crashed on May 22nd.
There was a carnival the night the satellite crashed.
And someone from Team Flash just thought about trying this. Iris fucking brought up how much of a problem this is in episode 1.
Without our Star Lab satellite, we've lost our eyes, our ears, our dark matter scanner, our facial recognition. I mean, we're always going to be one step behind these metas now.
Cisco had no urgency to even try what would have been his only option to own a satellite ever since DeVoe died. No urgency when there is an active metahuman killer who someone from the future claims to be unstoppable, and he hacked the 4 satellites in 10 fucking seconds.
There's nowhere to run!
Throw the knife, 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 throw the knife. For fuck's sake, stop risking every opportunity you get to achieve your one goal, especially when there are metas who could actually hurt or even kill you. Yeah. Like that.
Takeda wants to get hurt because it gives him more strength. Did you miss that one scene, Madvocate?
He doesn't need additional strength. He can insta-kill anyone by force throwing the dagger. They won't even let the most overpowered motherfucker on the planet stop him. Just fucking stab yourself if you oh so badly want more strength. At least that way you can regulate the damage you take, rather than risk getting killed. Okay, so Caitlyn's dad has made his grand debut this episode. He's been presumed dead by her for 20 years, but her, Barry, and Cisco recently found his location. And because he's dying, Caitlyn works on a serum. Papa Snow previously claimed to not have an alter ego like Killer Frost, but then Barry and Caitlyn come to this realization.
If I give this serum to a human, it will suppress their malignant side. But if I give it to a cryogenic metahuman, it will permanently suppress their human side.
If that's your father's alter ego.
He's trying to wipe out my dad.
So by this point, both Barry and Caitlyn are pretty convinced that they've been conned by a bad man pretending to be her dad. Sorry, had to get that context out of the way to explain why it is fucking idiotic for Barry to stand around and do nothing as this guy confirms their suspicion to his face.
Dad, why?
I guess as you're all here, you have such smart friends, Kate.
Yeah, they had to get real creative.
I did see, but just for a second.
Which is like an eternity for a speedster.
A frozen liquid in your lungs is going to be turning into tiny icicles.
Seriously? Barry was still able to use super speed despite getting shot by the cold gun. But this insignificant amount of frost in the air is enough to freeze the inside of his lungs, rendering him incapable of even trying to run away?
Huh, that's stupid.
Is that the DoD site, look?
The room is -7, but the array is -100.
Wait, at this rate, in 5 minutes, the temperature will be -460 degrees, aka absolute zero, at which point he can inject himself with my serum.
Okay, so given that this trio just had their lungs wrecked from a little bit of frost to the point where they collapsed and passed out, they should probably approach this by not just entering the room that's about to reach absolute zero, right? Just a few episodes ago, we got Barry teaching Nora to stop rushing to fix things, to think before she acts. A lesson he supposedly learned the hard way from years of experience. So let's see what they do.
You fucking kidding me? Flash, don't you realize that speed and cold don't mix? You people are not as smart as I thought.
What do you mean by that?
No, Patrick, the show acknowledging this being a stupid move does not suddenly make it good writing.
Well, what else were they supposed to do? They don't have time to strategize. The room is about to reach absolute zero, like you said.
Oh, buddy boy, you are forgetting that Season 4 had a whole episode dedicated to thinking and planning with super speed amongst all of Team Flash. Just bring everyone into Flash time and discuss. Off the top of my head, they could open a breach behind Jon Snow and do something without fully passing through, like pulling him in, knocking him out, shooting him with Joe's taser gun, or anything similar. We know they can see people's exact locations with satellites and they can pinpoint where to open breaches with the extrapolator, which Cisco has fixed by now. Or you know what? Let's go even simpler.
Cisco! Snort hit me with this cold gun.
I'm bringing the heat right now. Thermothreading, baby. It's a little something I added for situations exactly like this one.
If Barry turned this on before running in, it could counterbalance the room temp and allow him to use super speed. If you're going to tell me the more advanced suit from the future lacks older functions,
Stupid.
And I'm sorry, but even without the heating function, I don't buy that Barry wouldn't have been able to relocate snow and turn off the array if he had gone as fast as he did in Enter Flash time. His body temperature would take time to drop, even if it took 1 second, but his top speed is so far beyond that, so flash time is another option. But nah, go slower and bring every superhero on your team at the same time so they can all collapse and die. The only reason they don't is because Caitlyn is immune to sub-zero temperatures?
Look, Galen's body temperature is normal.
Caitlyn, you must be immune.
So why the fuck was she not immune to the little frost cloud from mere minutes ago? Anyway, Killer Frost saves the day, but then Jon Snow is suddenly able to fly with his ice powers, I guess, so...
We've been thinking DeVoe used Melting Point's powers, that he changed your meta-DNA and removed Killer Frost from you. DeVoe used a different set of powers.
Brainstorm. All they did was create a mental block.
Oh yeah, I suppose I need to acknowledge this new piece of info since I also called the removal of Killer Frost a result of Melting Point's powers in the previous video. Caitlyn still made physical contact with DeVoe, the action that automatically causes meta powers to be removed. They made it clear this isn't a conscious decision.
You did this, not me.
But then DeVoe was somehow able to stop himself from taking away Barry's, Ralph's, and Caitlyn's powers upon them touching him. So I guess this "it was actually a mental block" explanation is consistent with what was possible in Season 4. It's consistent with one of the inconsistent rules, if you will. Speaking of retaining powers, I said this in the previous video. Ralph should now have a dozen superpowers because he's in the body that has said powers. I'm sure they didn't forget that and will remember this in Season 5. Ralph did not, in fact, keep those superpowers, only the stretching one. They all disappeared somehow when his consciousness took over the body that possessed them all. In fact, he shouldn't even have the stretching power anymore. It would have disappeared along with the rest. But I guess they didn't want Ralph to become overpowered but still be elongated man, so they pulled this nonsense. If you're going to tell me DeVoe transferred a dozen superpowers to his chair along with his consciousness by just pressing his ring on it like it's a tap-to-pay credit card, alright, you're overdosing on suspension of disbelief, I guess. But then why wouldn't he also transfer the stretching power and kill Elongated Man forever as a final fuck you to Team Flash? Oh yeah, Cicada tells his niece's nurse to not patch him up because the wounds are making him stronger. Meaning he still hasn't realized that no metahuman has been able to stop him from insta-killing with his dagger. He thinks he needs bigger biceps to kill metas and would rather bleed out for it like a fucking idiot.
There's nowhere to run!
There's an experimental cold fusion core from Mercury Labs in the plant, and if it blows,
It could take out the whole block. Nora, you've got to evac all the workers to safety. Barry?
Yeah, I know, I gotta grab the core.
So, if you know that, then why are you talking about it instead of going into flash time and doing it before another bolt of lightning comes down? Barry already witnessed 2 strikes on the plant, and he decides to keep waiting instead.
Just listen to Iris, grab the workers from inside.
Why are you staring at her leaving? Go into flash time and grab the fucking core. Oh my god. He only turns around because he heard another bolt coming down, so who knows how much longer he would have just stood around staring. Even if we ignore that flash time speed is faster than lightning, he outran lightning in Season 4 and as early as Season 1.
Dad! You guys, he's not breathing!
He's going into cardiac arrest. She needs to restart his heart.
don't mind me. I'm just here to pick up my dad.
Did she say dad?
Knock her out, 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 knock her out. Why the fuck did you take Martin, the guy who was locked in a cell wearing power dampening cuffs, instead of the active threat who just blasted through the roof? I mean, if they're going to remind us that Barry can do this with one non-speedster, he's going to do it with all the non-speedsters in the same scene, right?
Bring me my father! Now!
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Shut!
Bring my dad to Porter Plaza in 1 hour, or Central City is gonna get wrecked.
They had to get real creative.
Look, she has instant lightning on command. There's no way you're gonna be able to get that staff from her. She's gonna have to give it up willingly.
Oh my fucking god, the writers are actually fully aware that it looks really stupid that Barry instantly imprisoned Martin but not his daughter, so they've pulled this bullshit explanation. You gotta love how brainlet Alan's like,
oh yeah, that's a good point.
We got 20 minutes before she destroys the entire city, so what is the plan?
We only have one choice. We give her what she wants.
oi, dipshits, Weather Wizard cannot react to the fucking Flash. She would have to be able to track him as he's running with super speed and predict exactly where he will be to summon a bolt that will hit him at the right time. And that's if he isn't watching the sky to avoid getting struck, because he can. You goddamn donkeys.
She's here.
Shut!
Take the staff, knock her out, 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 take the staff, knock her out.
All right, Joss. Shut!
We held up our end of the bargain. You got your dad. There's no reason to hurt anyone.
Oh, so boring. Come on, we'll handle it over here. Hey, baby girl. That's a pretty cool staff. Would you just power that thing on for a second? Let your dad try.
Try this.
Next time, don't stand there like an idiot.
Wait, what was the fucking plan here? I thought they used a decoy of Martin to trick her into giving them the staff, but clearly they didn't, because not only does Martin not ask for it and walks away,
Would you just, how about you just power that thing off for a second, let your dad try.
but how is a fucking hologram supposed to grab it? Team Flash, team that has genius scientists. You know what piece of tech could have created a decoy capable of physical contact? And now I must ask you, Team Flush, if your plan was to not get the staff handed to you and Weather Bitch didn't end up trying to kill her dad, then what do you think was going to happen when the hologram is immediately exposed when she tries to touch him? The deal is off and she destroys the city. So yeah, I have no fucking clue what they were trying to accomplish, because none of this would have ended with her being able to give them the staff, as Cisco claims is their only option.
I'm so pissed. This city will drown, crumble, burn because of you.
Acting.
What? But I thought speedsters weren't fast enough to avoid lightning like you keep trying to tell me, show.
She has instant lightning on command. There's no way you're gonna be able to get that staff from her.
How the fuck was Nora able to move Barry out of the way in time? Especially when she's supposed to be slower than him from only having powers for 6 months.
I'm gonna follow her.
Wait, are you serious right now? You almost just died. Again, and you don't seem to care.
Where's this coming from? You know how dangerous our job is.
Fuck yeah, she does. She even had a chat with Iris earlier this episode about the truth of Barry's job and the nature of his character.
So the Flash Museum has a 3D model of Dad just running straight into it to save the city. God, it must have been so epic to be there. We didn't know if your dad was gonna come back. Ronnie didn't. So the museum says that Dad just saved everybody. I guess there's things that the museum left out. Like your dad giving himself to the Speed Force to save the city. That was another time we said goodbye.
I didn't know Dad had so many close calls.
Look, your dad is always gonna want to put his life on the line for others. That is what I love most about him.
Having Nora learn about how close calls with death has been the norm for Barry to then shame him for being okay with putting his life on the line for others is the stupidest shit they could have come up with for this character.
Yeah, but I don't want to lose you again, but you don't seem to give a damn if you lose me and all for your job.
His job is allegedly saving lives, you stupid fuck. It isn't a 9-to-5 stapling papers together in a cubicle. And you've practically been begging to get involved in all of Team Flash's affairs since episode 1. So miss me with this bullshit, you drama farming crybaby cunt. I don't fucking get it. She broke down in tears in episode 4 when telling Iris she put a power dampening chip in her in the future, robbing her of the chance to become a hero like her dad. Yet the goddamn 30-year-old will throw a fucking tantrum when her dad is being a hero. Why is she even here? Weather Wizard has nothing to do with Cicada. Someone lock her up in the pipeline already. How many fixed events has she affected so far? And then the following scene has her tell Barry he should give up being the Flash so he doesn't vanish in the future, a desire she's been holding in her whole life. So why the fuck has she been so infatuated with the Flash so far? Oh my god, Daddy, I've memorized the entire museum about your superhero career and all the baddies you fought and all the cool things you've done, like stopping a tsunami and going through a wormhole. Very dangerous things. Wow, you're such a cool superhero. You save people from danger. I admire you so much. I want to be just like you. You're my hero. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you keep letting yourself almost die from doing superhero things? Just stop, okay? Stop saving the city. Stop saving people from psychopaths and world-ending threats. I need you more than they do. Oh, you just know she would put that power dampening chip in Barry if she could, making her the ultimate hypocrite. Remember, guys, none of this soap opera drama would be happening if Barry just used his fucking superpower. Dear God, I hope Nora isn't this poorly characterized in the comics, cause they did not cook.
I got a hit on Joss. She's at Shelton County Airport.
Last chance. Where's my dad?
Joss, you know we can't give him up.
Shut.
Flash time, take the staff, knock her out. 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 Flash time, take the staff, knock her out.
You can attract all the lightning to the wand. That'll take down the tornado, but all of that energy will go through your body. You'll be a human lightning rod.
So, this is a guaranteed suicide, right? Considering that one streak of lightning was enough to put him in cardiac arrest and immobilize him, channeling an entire tornado of lightning through his body is definitely going to kill him, and frankly, he probably won't be able to take it down in time before he's inevitably knocked out again. Right? Right? Right?
It's okay. Run, Dad. Run!
Wow, what a great character arc. Nora is told that her superhero dad puts himself in lethal situations to save lives and empathizes with that, gets mad at him when she sees that and pressures him into giving up, but is suddenly not mad the second time she sees that and encourages it. Nothing has changed to influence this shift. It's akin to Supergirl telling Terry she does not care if Zod kills the human race since they abused her, and then suddenly cares about the human race when seeing Zod kill them. Oh, Barry is completely fine, despite the show telling us he can't even take one serving of lightning. Also, what is this fabricated tension?
Barry? Nora, do you see him? I see him.
Iris can monitor Barry's heart rate through his suit, and it's perfectly intact, but she acts like she doesn't know if he survived this. The reason why she thought Cisco died in episode 3 is because he somehow took off his suit before disappearing. And then we have Barry not saying jack shit to let them know he's still breathing.
Dick move.
There's nowhere to run.
Look, as always, I respect your spirit, Barry Allen, but as long as Cicada has his dagger to dampen your powers, there's no stopping him.
I already explained how the dagger isn't sapping powers 24/7, therefore a speedster can stop him, and they should realize this by now. So how does the team full of genius scientists respond to this?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
So the plan they come up with, instigated by none other than Nora, is to endgame this shit. They are going to time travel to 3 points in the past to obtain 2 items they need that will negate Cicada's dagger and hide it somewhere in the hospital.
You what?
All because Birdbrain Allen refuses to cuff Cicada with super speed. I don't... Why? Just why?
Why?
Why was this show still getting renewed when they refused to have these chucklefucks commit to their characterization from the previous season, the previous episode, the previous scene? This piece of shit refused to travel back 5 seconds to stop a fucking nuke from cooking Central City, but he's completely on board with this just to maybe deactivate the dagger. We're only 8 episodes in. I don't have the energy nor patience for this.
You're not coming with me.
Why?
It's too risky with the timeline. All right, look, time travel it's complicated.
I know, I've already done it.
And look what happened.
Oh, so Barry actually resents Nora for causing the mess he's dealing with this season. He's still bitter about her fucking with the timeline, as he should be, because that's priority number 1, as much as Iris wants to gaslight him into thinking it isn't.
You changed fate to save my life. Now that our daughter is here in front of us asking for our help, you expect me to believe that you're worried about the timeline?
Shut up, bitch!
So why the fuck have you not sent her back to the future yet? Why the fuck do you keep her involved in non-Cicada related matters?
You think she should come with me?
Yeah, Barry, I do.
Iris, if I do this, I'm going back to some crazy times. Savitar, Zoom, Thun, Speedsters.
Who you've all outsmarted and defeated.
Yes, exactly, Iris, who Barry has outsmarted and defeated, not fucking Nora. Yeah, Nora, you know, the dumbass who constantly infuriates you from making impulsive decisions and never learns her lessons. The dumbass who is here in the first place because she decided to interfere with taking down the satellite, which Barry didn't fucking need help with, all because, as far as you know, she couldn't help herself.
Look, this was her idea, Barry, her solution, and it's a good one.
It's not.
So, unless you have a better reason why she should stay back,
Someone simply having an idea does not mean they are the ideal candidate for executing it, Iris. If the CW comes up with the idea for a TV show about an overpowered superhero, that does not mean they should come anywhere near the writer's room. Barry is far more experienced than her, not to mention he's the one who actually lived the moments he's about to revisit, and he doesn't need an extra set of hands to do what he needs to do. And if you, even remember Season 4, he is capable of turning himself invisible if he needs to. There's the better reasons your stubborn ass is asking for. Is Barry gonna grow a spine and say something along those lines?
Look, this was her idea, Barry, her solution, and it's a good one.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Come on.
Well, that's pretty tone deaf, isn't it? He's not inviting you to a fucking business trip in Mykonos. He's about to revisit some of his most traumatic life events caused by mass-murdering psychopaths. God, Iris and Nora suck.
Don't go off book. If anything goes wrong, do exactly as I say.
Things usually go wrong.
That is the worst possible thing you could have said in the worst possible tone. I would have kicked her off the mission just from that. Maybe Twitterberry was onto something when he said smug and sarcastic characters are objectively bad.
What? When am I gonna get the chance to do that?
Oh, Ralph, my beloved. They will never make me hate you.
Oh, fuck.
Is that Savitar?
That's him. Come on.
Oh, That's a time wraith. They remembered time wraiths are a thing. An interdimensional entity designed to protect the timeline showed up as soon as Barry and Nora went to the past, but one never showed up for Nora across several months despite her constantly changing the timeline. Time wraiths are yet another reason Nora should not have come with Barry. He's going to be showing up in 3 different periods, which is bad enough. Bringing a second speedster would increase the chances of time wraiths showing up. This would have been yet another valid reason he could have given Iris. If only the fucking Flash hadn't forgotten about this major side effect to time travel.
What was that?
A time wraith, they protect the timeline. I've got to get it out of here. Nora, you're gonna have to get the shard, okay? Meet me in the forest where we first arrived.
Well, that's lucky that the Speed Force didn't send 2 wraiths for them, kinda like how it did for one man in Season 2, and lucky that it chose to go after Barry instead of the Speedster standing still, who is potentially about to interfere with a major timeline-defining event. I mean, none of this makes a difference anyway. He may tell Nora that she has to get the shard, but she really doesn't. All Barry has to do is wait for the Savitar suit to explode, come back in flash time, and then dip. Also, they're doing the thing where the time wraith is only as fast as Barry is going at the moment, meaning it has super speed, but it won't use it to immediately catch up to him when he's moving normally. Instead, it decides to travel normally too.
So he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Barry and Nora continue to run through time while the wraith is right behind them, but then it doesn't show up for over 4 minutes after they've exited in 2016. Even though, when they traveled to 2017, it showed up 40 seconds after they arrived with no precedent. Why the fuck didn't it just exit the Speed Force when they did?
It is of no concern.
Well, you see, if the omniscient timeline protector actually followed Barry and Nora into 2016, then we don't get this moment where Nora can admire Iris for motivating 2016 Barry. We don't get this moment where Barry has to talk to 2016 Wells, and we don't get this moment where Zoom returns and causes the Speed Force transmitter to break, because the wraith would be perpetually chasing them. There would be no time for any of this. Come to think of it, why did Zoom return? He had just stolen Barry's speed, kidnapped Caitlin, and took her to his lair. The original episode ended there, and the following episode began the next day. He had no reason to come back. So that's 2 contrivances in a row. Is there gonna be a 3rd one to complete the trifecta? Wow, really lucky that the wraith decided to show up now to stop Zoom from attacking Barry. Really lucky that it's now faster than them when it wasn't able to catch up to Barry and Nora mere minutes ago.
No! Now we have no way to stop Cicada. I mean, I don't even know when we are.
Dad, we can fix this.
I can't fix this, Nora. Cisco can't even fix this. This is Wells' tech.
Are you fucking kidding me? This thing came apart like 2 Lego pieces. There's even a wire still connecting the 2. It didn't snap, it didn't shatter, it didn't bend, it didn't leak. I don't fucking believe you when you say the man who regularly performs technological marvels can't fix it. Anyway, let's see how the only person who can fix it, according to Barry, fixes it.
Someone smarter than you?
I doubt it. How's that?
With this.
You know what's funny about your dad? Nora. Using Savitar's suit. It's a smart idea.
It was hers.
Clever girl.
Thawne doesn't replace any parts, he doesn't solder anything, he doesn't pull out surgical loops, he doesn't send nanobots to repair it, he fucking screwdrivers it for less than a minute.
Cisco can't even fix this. This is Wells' tech.
All the while, Nora's done fuck all. She literally hasn't done anything Barry couldn't have. If anything, she's just an inconvenience whose mere existence has put the mission more at risk. She spills future info to Thawne without Barry's consent.
None of your business.
It is my business.
No, it's not.
There's no chance that I help you.
It's none of your business.
Cicadas!
Bruh. You're gonna actually have to have his dagger in your possession.
We've got that covered.
You got that covered. How's that?
With this.
Bruh.
And then she feels the need to touch the reverse flash suit for no fucking reason.
You really hate him, don't you?
Do you not know what he did?
I know he was your archenemy.
If you know he was Barry's archenemy, then why the fuck are you surprised that Barry hates him? Especially when you were just shaking in your boots with puppy dog eyes as Thawne was screaming at your dad. Anyway, apparently future Iris never tells Nora that Eobard killed Barry's mom, so Barry reveals that to her here.
That's why you didn't want me to come with you, isn't it? It's not because it was dangerous.
Another speedster.
It's not because it was dangerous or because of the timeline, but because you didn't want me to know these awful things about you, so it's not what I would remember most.
Stop fucking gaslighting him into thinking the timeline doesn't matter. Barry was just surprised by Nora not knowing Thawne killed his mom. He thought she already knew this awful fact about his life, so that excuse doesn't work. If Barry doesn't give a single shit about the timeline as this season is desperately trying to convince everyone of, then why the fuck didn't he go back 5 seconds and stop the nuke?
Cicada.
Shut!
For the last fucking time, Cicada has to activate his dagger to remove meta powers. He was just sitting in his niece's hospital room making origami, so Barry could have run in there in flash time and cuffed him.
It worked.
Cuff him, 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 cuff him.
You look like you're having a day. Is it because I just threw your dagger into outer space?
Flashback.
And I mean, it did give us the Alnica metal projectile bomb.
Cisco, can you breach that thing?
No way. My energy field can't even reach outer space. Is it because I just threw your dagger into outer space?
Why didn't you breach it to another Earth, you fucking moron? Did you forget that Cicada can telekinetically pull the dagger back to himself? Did you forget that putting it on another Earth would make it literally impossible for him to get it back ever again? Okay, sorry, I'm severely overreacting. After all, outer space is really fucking far away from the ground. It would take really fucking long to retrieve the dagger from that distance, right? Right? Right?
We stopped you.
You stopped nothing.
Cuff him, 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 cuff him.
Guys, cicadas are calling the dagger back from space.
Cuff him, cuff him, cuff him, cuff him, cuff him.
They had to get real creative.
Okay, I wasn't overreacting. Do you brain-dead fucks over at the CW have any idea how far away the exosphere is? Do you realize how fast the dagger would have to be traveling starting from outside of it to make it to the ground in 10 seconds?
The satellite's tracking the dagger back through the exosphere.
Over 2 million miles per hour. Or 1 million meters per second if you're not a cowboy like me. That's about 800 times faster than the fastest bullet shot from a gun. Make no mistake, Caitlin said it's coming back through the exosphere. I have not seen a single instance where the dagger traveled anywhere near this fast. We wouldn't even be able to see it, it would just be teleporting at that point. And this thing looks like it's traveling no more than 100 miles per hour in this shot. So let me be extremely generous and say the dagger was flying as fast as the fastest bullet, 2,800 miles per hour. It would have taken over 2 hours to arrive. So either the writers are saying Cicada is capable of retrieving his dagger faster than Mach 2900, or there was a time skip and Team Flash stood there and did nothing for over 2 hours as the dagger was coming down.
Yeah, that's definitely a case of me just not knowing what to do with the script.
The latter is more believable in this case. Kill him, 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 kill him. Well, that's new. I guess he did this because Caitlin and Sherlock aren't metahumans as far as he knows. So at least he's sticking to his morals, unlike some people. He's going to insta-kill Barry now before any more distractions stall him, right? Kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him.
This ends now.
Kill him, kill him, kill him. Oh, look at that! He's just discovered another meta. You know, the race of people he wants nothing more than to extinguish from the world, meaning he's going to throw his dagger at Mach 2900 and tear a hole right through Killer Frost. Right? Right?! No!
Let's dance, Crooked Freak.
Pussy.
Thanks to Killer Frost.
I don't understand. How can she still come out? She didn't come from dark matter, so I guess she's immune to Cicada's dagger.
She just might be the key to stopping Cicada for good.
Okay, so do you guys remember when Nora first revealed how not a single hero was capable of stopping Cicada in the future?
Supergirl, the Legends, even the League tried, but no one was successful.
Ralph responded with this theory.
Probably because he can dampen everybody's powers with that magic friggin' dagger.
Supergirl didn't come from dark matter. People like Superman, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter aren't born from dark matter, assuming any of them are part of the League. Meaning this Killer Frost twist confirms that Ralph's theory is wrong, and they are also immune to the dagger and were operating at full power when fighting Cicada. And even then, they couldn't stop Man with Knife.
We need to talk.
Yes, Nora. Yes, we do.
I'm tired, boss.
There's nowhere to run!
You killed my grandmother?
I did.
In front of my father?
Nora.
He was just a kid! I don't trust you anymore.
Flashback.
I know he was your arch enemy.
I don't trust you anymore.
I know he was your arch enemy.
I don't trust you anymore.
I'm done. I'm done talking about Nora.
Wrong. And then the worst news is we have no idea where Cicada could be hiding.
Can't we just track him by the dark energy in his dagger?
Well, we can, but only when he uses it, which thank God hasn't been recently.
Meaning his dagger isn't activated 24/7. Cicada has to consciously do that, like I've been saying. Thank you for confirming this, Iris. Sorry if I'm frequently too pedantic in my videos, but if I find something that bolsters my claims, I'm going to highlight it, because people who don't even remember what happens in the thing I'm covering will try to counter-argue in the comments. Like that video I made on the animated Flashpoint movie? Someone said I was wrong about Superman being capable of time travel, so that's not why Flash and Batman went to find him. That comment got hundreds of upvotes, despite the opposite being clearly stated in the dialogue.
Even if we knew the trigger point, there's no one to go back in time and fix it. Superman could.
So yeah, I get to be pedantic.
The State versus Jocelyn Jackham, Criminal Court of Central City, Metacrime number 99512.
So this episode finds Cecile prosecuting Weather Bitch for everything she did in episode 7. She begins her statement until, this happens.
Now, this attack on her father was... The prosecution is seeking them.
Now, Cecile is the last character I think about in this show, and I haven't watched season 6 or 7, so by all means rant about how wrong I am because she eventually goes on an arc about using her powers ethically or something. But I have seen season 8, and
Would you be willing to get a read on his emotions?
Using my powers to read a client, it's an ethical line that I can't cross.
She reads the emotions of the defendant, the person who isn't even her client, twice, and later allows that to influence the sentence she's seeking. Keep in mind, this is a person she knows is 1000% guilty. Weather Bitch attacked innocent people and damaged property on 4 different occasions on her own volition, and is clearly feeling remorse only because she got caught. But future Cecile won't help Barry be sure if he'll heel versus babyface is actually guilty of a crime that has no evidence directly linking to him. Literally what Henry Allen went through because of ethics.
Nice.
Actually, Madvocate, Cecile doesn't have full control over her powers yet. She couldn't help herself from reading Jocelyn's emotions. It's implied in her dialogue.
Why the change of heart?
Because I keep feeling these waves of remorse coming off of Joss.
Okay, she's still choosing to let that change her follow-up and the punishment. She could just not do that. For someone who believes reading people's emotions without consent in a legal setting is wrong, she sure isn't making any attempt to ignore what she felt and just go with what she initially rehearsed.
Get ready to take control of the wheel.
What are you gonna do?
Get the driver.
What's happening?
I can't stop vibrating. I can't stop phasing.
And I can't counterpace him forever. What are we gonna do?
Gee, if only there was a portable piece of tech at Team Flash's disposal that turns off meta powers. One they've used many times for that exact purpose, as recently as 2 episodes ago.
What are we gonna do?
Let him. Yes, if you phase through the floor, you're actually gonna fall into the pipeline cell directly below us.
And the dampening unit will negate your powers.
Unless we don't time it right, in which case your torso will be severed from your legs as you enter the cell.
The genius scientists, one of them having invented the power dampening cuffs, think of the most dangerous way to power dampen Barry instead of using the power dampening cuffs.
Move to the right. No, my right.
Cisco!
One step back.
Cisco!
Actually, never mind. One step forward.
Maybe you wouldn't have to get the position and timing exactly right and risk killing Barry if you just use the fucking cuffs.
How long is he gonna have to stay in there for?
Without the help of the power dampeners, a day?
No. I have to present evidence on the stand in like 10 minutes. Cecile's gonna kill me.
So my first immediate idea that Team Flash should have at least mentioned is again power dampening cuffs.
Madvocate, it would obviously look really suspicious if Barry showed up to court in handcuffs. Why would you even suggest that?
Just wait a minute, hear me out. The cuffs can be split in half. Caitlin stole them in season 3 to use as bracelets under her sleeves to suppress her emerging Frost persona.
Hey, Cisco, I took your cuffs.
What are you doing?
He's gonna need these.
Don't like the light, do you?
But then I remembered people get scanned when entering courthouses, and something as bulky and packed with tech as these would definitely get him asked to remove them. This still doesn't answer why the fuck Team Flash doesn't do this so Barry doesn't stay trapped in the cell, which he does until the very end of the episode.
Hey guys, any way you could send out some food?
Dick move.
And so, with that option slapped down, we are led to, as always, the transmogrifier. As much as I hate her, Nora is the only other person who was a first-hand witness and allegedly a CSI. Mask her as Barry, and as long as she doesn't give the game away, problem solved.
I can do it. Well, when Dad made me official, he submitted my paperwork to the court, so I'm qualified to present forensic evidence.
Made you official? Does Barry have that kind of power? I know Captain Singh told him to do that, but I'm assuming her legitimacy needs to be approved by someone with more authority. So what paperwork? You aren't even in your dad's balls yet at this point in time. What ID and certifications did you present? The ones with dates 30 years from now? That worked? Fucking whatever, I'm still counting it.
She did this. This was her choice, and she can't be trusted.
No, Miss West, you must sit down.
I know, but Your Honor,
Sit down.
She's right. I'm guilty, and I should pay for what I did.
What are you shaking your head no for, Cecile? She's out of line, but she's right. This is like the first reasonable thing Nora said this entire season. Even the one responsible agrees, but you disapprove? Yeah, I know. This is setting up Nora's arc where she learns bad people can change, even though they do it in the most dogshit way possible. Let's get into it. So that lady from the beginning, Silver Ghost as she's called, wants to free Joss from custody so she can help her with a heist by using her staff. She breaks her out of the prisoner truck by deactivating it with the corrupted key fob she used to steal the Lambo, and they drive off in it. Keep in mind, Ghost doesn't kill the two witnesses. She seemingly doesn't carry any weapons on her. There's a camera in the truck with the Lambo in view, and Joss wants nothing more than to prove how sorry she is for becoming a bad guy. I bring all of this up because in the following scene, this exchange happens.
And the transport driver said that the woman who took her used something that completely shut down his truck.
Yeah, and in the meantime, it looks like we have two bad girls to track down.
I'm not so sure.
I mean, do you think this escape was a coincidence?
Well, we don't know yet, Nora.
So this means Joss straight up did not resist or protest. She just went along with Ghost, who had nothing to threaten her with. Otherwise, this would have been mentioned by the drivers and it would have been caught on camera. And yes, it was still recording after Ghost deactivated the truck. If Joss wanted to look innocent, she would have planted her feet and Ghost would have had to forcefully drag her to the Lambo, and she would have been yelling at the drivers that escaping is against her will. So Joss is stupid and just made herself look complicit. And normally I would ignore something seemingly inconsequential like this. You know, who cares whether Joss looks guilty or not? She still escapes either way. But if it wasn't already clear, Nora's arc entirely hinges on Joss's actions. And if Joss actually acted in character, you know, made it clear to the drivers that she's escaping against her will, well, Nora wouldn't be storming up more drama that spans across the rest of the episode.
I guarantee you Joss is a part of this.
How do you know that?
Because bad people don't change.
So Ghost offers Joss the heist job, to which she immediately turns down.
I don't even know who you are, just take me back.
So like, why did you choose to go with her? And then Ghost is completely cool with her leaving. So that just lends more credence to the idea that Joss willingly escaped without being forced into it.
No flash today? Figured he wasn't needed to stop a fake hurricane.
Damn, for someone who is hyper hellbent on locking up Joss and firmly believes this is some kind of trick, Nora sure is giving her plenty of leeway to execute said trick.
Look, I just need your help. I'll stop with the sorry act. That ended when your friend helped you escape. She is not my buddy, and I did not escape.
By the way, you look exactly like Nora West Allen, the CSI who got really heated at my trial.
I want to turn myself back in. You really expect me to believe that?
She literally set off the Star Labs alarm just to get you here. She has no staff and no weapons. It's extremely easy to prove she's not lying. Just relocate her somewhere else to see if that triggers any booby traps.
I want to show everybody that I'm not the person that they think I am.
The person they think you are? What do you... I don't understand. Everybody thinks you're a bad person because you did bad things while fully conscious, not coerced, not pressured into, all on your own, 4 different times. What does she think happened in episode 7?
You're a hero. If you vouch for me, people know that I'm telling the truth.
Why would fucking XS have any influence on how truthful you look? If she tells the police you were actually kidnapped, and they ask her how she knows that if she wasn't even there, her only evidence will be your word. So how is that any different from walking into the precinct yourself and claiming you were kidnapped? Keep in mind, this is all happening within the same night. Joss will already have a good chance of convincing them by turning herself in the same night she supposedly escaped, and giving up Ghost's hideout would only help her case.
I'll even show you where that woman took me.
And now I must ask you, weather bitch, since you were trying to bait a speedster into finding you,
No flash today?
what would have happened if they didn't stop to talk? What would have happened if they instantly relocated you to CCPD? You would have never had a chance to explain yourself, and having a superhero deliver you to the police would only make you look guilty of escaping. Or in this case, what if the speedster straight up doesn't believe you because the cam footage shows you never resisted while supposedly being kidnapped?
Special delivery, 1 weather witch. What? I thought you were gonna help me.
So you see how calling for a superhero to vouch for you is not only no different than giving yourself up, it can actually end up so much worse for you.
Not a great plan.
On that note, why isn't Nora surprised at all that she was able to instantly bring Joss here? The whole point was that she didn't believe Joss got her attention to help her turn herself in, and no booby traps were activated. Nora should be asking herself how this was so easy if this isn't what Joss wanted. There's no thought on this in the following scene either. Does Nora think Joss is just stupid and isn't aware that a speedster can relocate her? No, but then that shitty defense doesn't work because Nora knows Joss is aware when the Flash relocated her father in front of her in episode 7.
Bring me my father!
Why?
It's all bullshit. All of it.
What are you doing here? Doing what no one else is gonna do for you. Offer you a second chance.
Wait, how the fuck do you know what happened between Joss and XS? You weren't there to witness this scene. Why did you let her go if you were then going to break her out again without knowing any of this?
Yeah, that's definitely a case of me just not knowing what to do with the script.
What? What is this fucking character? Now she's happy to break out of jail and commit more crimes just because XS believed she escaped? What happened to the overwhelming remorse she genuinely felt for the atrocities she actually committed before that?
I keep feeling these waves of remorse coming off of Joss.
What happened to her agreeing she should serve her sentence?
She's right. I'm guilty, and I should pay for what I did.
Like, okay, let's say Nora and the police believed she was kidnapped. Now what? She's still going to prison for episode 7. So Joss went from wanting to go to prison because she genuinely felt she deserved it, still wanted to go back after being kidnapped, but suddenly drops all her remorse just because Nora didn't believe she was kidnapped. Nora was confused by a missile that started beeping. You know, the sound that universally communicates that something is going to explode. In this case, a fucking missile. And no, you are dead. What is the point of this missile if it can't even melt off the skin of someone standing a foot away from it? Remember, radiation was enough to give Flash skin cancer from afar. Where's the shrapnel that should be embedded all over Nora's face? And didn't they say the equipment from this car is from Wayne Tech?
10 years and $24 million later, the stealth automobile, aka the Sam, was born. Rumor has it that everything under its hood comes directly from Wayne Tech.
10 years and $24 million later, Wayne Tech couldn't even produce a missile capable of burning someone's eyelashes off. Way to make Batman look inept without even giving him a second of screen time. Fuck me, can this episode end already? I miss Cicada.
Are you sure about that?
The car goes into stealth mode, so Cisco taps into its radio so Nora can communicate with Joss. And instead of turning it off or muting it or turning the volume all the way down, Ghost decides to let Joss listen to Nora's pep talk and apology for over 20 seconds. Which successfully convinces Joss to stop her from running over Nora.
Joss, it's XS. I hope you can hear me.
Oh, sorry, the $24 million car doesn't have volume control. That makes sense, my bad.
Okay, hold on to me. It's gonna feel weird.
Oh, I guess Joss is going to commit to evading arrest and working with Ghost. That's nice. Looks like the pep talk was enough to spare XS, but not enough to re-feel her remorse about episode 7 and turn herself in.
Thanks for the last minute rescue. Icing up the road. I didn't ice the road. What?
Wait, what the fuck are you smiling for?
She saved my life. If she hadn't iced over the road.
Yeah, but she still has a sentence to serve. Did everyone forget about episode 7? If she was actually a good person like this episode has been gaslighting me into thinking she is, she would have remained in the car. Hell, at the very least, she would have left Ghost behind for breaking her out, causing the conflict in the first place, stealing and damaging millions of dollars worth of property, and nearly killing XS. Joss is a fugitive who willingly escaped with a full-blown villain. How do you know she isn't just off to steal more with Ghost? This is nothing to be smiley about.
Sounds like you found your own Leonard Snider.
Shut up!
Nora, you either
trust me or you don't.
I don't trust you, but I'm willing to give you the chance to change my mind. What's next?
So you used to take orders from him when you trusted him, and now you will continue to take orders from him when you don't trust him. So do you see how saying you don't trust him is completely meaningless? Also, how does this new information change his trustworthiness if you're simply going to rinse and repeat? Let me get this straight. You knew he was Barry's archenemy because of the Flash Museum, and now he's in prison, meaning he's untrustworthy. But you still went to visit him and trusted his word, so you already gave him a chance to change your mind about him. And he did. And now that you learned devastating new information about his past, he's suddenly untrustworthy again, but you're still willing to give him a chance to prove himself by doing the same thing he already did to prove himself the first time. This is just drama for the sake of drama. And speaking of drama for the sake of drama, this episode had a subplot where Cisco realizes he has the resources to develop a metahuman cure, and only reveals this to Caitlin. But for some reason, they have this all-or-nothing mentality at first, with Cisco being for it and Caitlin against it. Like they both act as if creating the cure means every single metahuman needs to take it, when no, they would obviously understand this would vary from person to person. Cisco has to know that Barry would be firmly against taking it himself, but there are people whose mere existence is highly dangerous, which he brings up.
Okay, yeah, if you can build an ice bridge to avoid rush hour traffic, but what if my existence gives everyone around me radiation poisoning like Fallout?
This is literally him acknowledging that it would vary from person to person. Then he says,
this cure could give metahumans a second chance at having a normal life.
So I don't know about you guys, but when he said this, I thought he was still saying that it's up to each individual whether to take it or not. But then Caitlin says,
maybe not everyone wants a normal life, Cisco.
And he just doesn't have anything to say. He knows Caitlin is talking about herself. He doesn't simply tell her, yeah, I agree with you, Caitlin, not everyone has to take it, meaning I was wrong. He wants everyone to take the cure. It's just that the dialogue is so shit that it contradicts itself. Anyway, they make up by the end of the episode, and they finally come to this agreement.
We will never, ever force a cure on anyone.
Okay.
But I still think it's an assassination of Cisco to even think of forcing the cure on everyone, especially when he knows Barry would never willingly give up his powers just because he can.
Being the Flash, that's the best version of me. If I don't have my speed, I'll never be that person anymore.
There's nowhere to run!
Don't hurt yourself, Bork. Can't hurt Bork. But Bork can hurt you. The hell?
You know what? I'll let Cicada have his little fist fight this time since he finally fucking did the smart thing by removing their powers first, and we know he's much stronger than them at this point. You know what? As long as he kills both of them, considering he has the upper hand here in every way thanks to the dagger being telekinetic and it lets him fly really fast.
Oh. Yeah. Oh.
Something like...
Satellite's picking up dark matter flare. It's him.
Why didn't the satellite alert them the night before when Cicada activated his dagger on these two? The context are exactly the same, he just used it to remove someone's powers.
Powers or no powers, I will mess you up!
If Team Flash was actually notified, they could have prevented this guy's death. Even if Barry's speed was dampened upon arriving, Killer Frost is immune to the dagger. She ice blasted Cicada to the point where he pussied out, so she could have done that again. I said it in the Season 4 video and I'll say it here. Team Flash wouldn't treat a serial killer on the loose as a 9 to 5 and turn off the satellite and its notifications as soon as business hours are over. Fuck it, I'm adding the guy to the list. Iris said Cicada killed 2 additional people.
Kira May, Dwayne Geist, Carl Bork. All 3 metas who were killed by Cicada last night.
And I'm assuming he activated his dagger to remove their powers too, so...
For Killer Frost.
She doesn't need a weapon. Killer Frost is the weapon.
The lightning that has incapacitated the guy made of lightning did absolutely nothing to man not made of lightning.
Okay.
Negate this!
What the fuck is this gun supposed to do if it can't even burn through regular clothes? No, I did not forget that Team Flash doesn't kill post-season 2. Or that's what they claim. But do you know what tech they could have used that doesn't kill but actually does something? The Giga Taser gun that electrocutes people and even fastens them to the ground. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I guess they don't care about mummifying his arms or possibly shattering them off. Like, Cicada won't be able to use them after this. He's done for. He may have super strength, but that doesn't mean he's resistant to sub-zero temperatures.
Hold on. Help!
We need Caitlin.
Need her for what? Is Caitlin gonna perform surgery on her right here, right now? Seriously? Did she even bring medical supplies for a procedure?
We need to get her to a hospital. Here, help me.
Oh, no. They needed Killer Frost to stop subduing the serial killer so that Caitlin could tell everyone that the woman bleeding out on the ground needs to go to a hospital. Barry and Nora, the genius forensic scientists who can think and relocate people with super speed, could not figure this out. Are you fucking baiting me?! Oh, I guess that much ice does fuck all to a person, but a little bit of frost in the air will knock people out in 3 seconds, right? And Ralph, the guy with the gun he's so proud of and at the very least can buy Team Flash some time with it, did nothing but stare as Cicada broke free. She is a metahuman. You are trying to kill all metahumans. The fucking dagger was in the hand you punched her with, you stupid fuck. Stab her.
Pussy.
The scene ends. Cicada doesn't simply return and kill everyone. He could have hid around a corner or stood on the roof of this building and telekinetically stabbed away. No, he fucking left.
Bar's not open yet.
Shauna, I need you to come with me.
Okay, for context, Team Flash realizes Cicada was given a list of metahuman ex-convicts from the CCPD database along with their personal info. His 3 most recent victims are on it, so they know the remaining are next. Barry rounds them all up to place them in protective custody, but Peekaboo refuses.
See you around, Flash. What did you do to me?
Barry and Peekaboo are currently power dampened because Cicada is right outside. I will reiterate, Barry just lost his super speed and Peekaboo lost her teleportation, and the man who can end their lives in an instant is meters away. However, not all hope is lost, as Barry finally did something right by bringing the extrapolator. Remember? The portal device Cisco idiotically forgot to bring when his portal power wasn't working? Yeah, that one.
Who the hell is that?
Take this, press the button. When a breach opens, jump into it.
Why don't you open it yourself and jump into it with her, smooth brain? He just removed your speed. What the fuck are you going to do against him? He wants to kill all metahumans. He can fling his dagger through your heart in a second. How hard is it to find one fucking button? Barry said press the button, meaning there's one, yet she's flipping it around trying to find it. Captain Cold was able to work it after just finding out about extrapolators, and nobody even told him there was a button to press.
What is this?
That is an interdimensional extrapolator. It makes small-scale breaches.
Don't be a stranger.
And now I must ask you, Fartholomew Allen, in the scenario where Peekaboo successfully opens the breach, jumps through it, and it closes behind her because you're too busy getting clapped by Cicada, how the fuck do you expect to get out of here with no speed and no breach? You are dead. You literally gave yourself a one-way ticket to Satan's abode. Stab him already!
Make this thing work.
Christ almighty! All of that time wasted, all of that bullshit, just to have him do what he should have done from the get-go.
They had to get real creative.
Was there a fucking fight scene quota that caused them to create a scene entirely devoid of any intelligence, any self-preservation, any common sense?
We're gonna get all of these people to safety.
Even if we do, Cicada's not gonna stop killing. Not
Until he's dead. But this anger that you're feeling, I have felt it before. Honey, if you let it, this rage will consume you. The same way it's already consumed him.
Even if we do,
Atom Smasher?
he's not gonna stop killing. Not
Until he's dead.
Even if we do,
Sand Demon
is not gonna stop killing. Not
Until he's dead.
Even if we do, Saboteur is not gonna stop killing. Not
Until he's dead.
Madvocate, stop. He's already dead. We get it. Flash has killed before. Why won't you let this go?
Because you don't get to constantly have your characters morally grandstand and have them act as if they've always held those morals. Have Team Flash recognize they've literally contradicted them in the past, and I will shut the fuck up.
Oh shit.
Thank you, Flash, for bringing them all to me.
Acting.
The chopper's not gonna be able to land. Take everybody out the back and get them on it somehow.
Come on.
No, he's mine.
He didn't learn his fucking lesson from earlier? You have no speed. Cicada has beaten you in every hand-to-hand fight. What are you expecting this time? Let Killer Frost freeze him, you dumb motherfucker. Cicada, you are letting 12 metahumans escape. Kill Flash and Killer Frost and then blitz them with your knife like Yondu with his arrow. What is the fucking point of this? Kill him!
This has got to be the worst fight ever! Do something!
You can't win this fight.
I bet I can. We haven't been formally introduced. They call me Killer Frost. Let me show you why.
Why are you trying to stab the guy who can force throw his dagger? Fucking freeze him! I don't think that's how that works. Dormant Caitlyn's senses would be limited to Killer Frost's. She's basically taking a backseat in this body. She's not omniscient, so she should be dead.
Give him hell, Flash!
Cuff him, 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 cuff him.
He's channeling over 2.86 billion joules of energy. That's a combined equivalent of almost 3 lightning bolts.
Meanwhile,
That's a combined equivalent of almost 3 lightning bolts.
Meanwhile,
You guys need to breathing!
He's going into cardiac arrest. She needs to restart his heart.
Cuff him, 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 cuff him. You fucking asshole. You are forcing Killer Frost to perpetually ice blast the dagger. This will eventually tire her out and she will have to stop. If you cuff Cicada, the dagger will literally drop to the floor and prevent him from force pulling it back. You can then beat the shit out of him all you want without the possibility of escape.
You're never gonna hurt my daughter again.
Acting.
No.
Cuff him, 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 cuff him. Where are you going? Nora, why the fuck didn't you bring cuffs and do it yourself? Iris, what happened to your sudden wisdom from season 4?
Barry, knock him out and then cuff him.
Oh my god, Killer Frost is still going and she's about to give out. Help your fucking friend, dickhead.
What a great guy, man. What a good guy you are.
Where the fuck are you going? Kill them all! Oh, shut the fuck up. Thank you, Flash. Thank you for reminding me that there are shows worse than Born Again. I am done mourning Daredevil and I'm ready to revisit that sack of shit. Fuck season 5, fuck the second half of it. I can't take this shit no more. Oh, what's the meaning of this scene?
Writing articles about excess could make her a target.
Did you just figure out that XS, the speedster that threw a lightning bolt at you in episode 3, is a meta-human?
What took you so long, idiot?
That has to be it, right? Because Nora actually just saved your life and is the reason you got away. Yet you don't care and are now seething about her existence. It would explain why he didn't stab her earlier when the dagger was in the fucking hand he punched her with. But then again, he refuses to kill Flash at every opportunity he has when he knows he's a metahuman, so I don't fucking know. Also, what is your acting? I swear, all this actor does is wince like he just got a whiff of Asmongold's room.
The thing is, I used to use a dead rat as an alarm clock, actually.
Give me some range, man. And yeah, I wasn't kidding. This is being split into 2 parts. I mean, you guys must have seen this coming. If I knew this was going to end up approaching the 3-hour mark, I probably would have split it into 2. I've gone for over 2 hours and I'm halfway into the season, so don't act all surprised. A big ol' thank you to my top patrons, Arcwinder, Carlos Caraballo, Cinnamon Bob, Frosted Fakes, Ghost Based, Icteel, Mr. Coro, MSF Tony, Ninja C, Ninja Do, Fias, Raj, Rory Massey Malloy, Saul Cerna, The Nerd Alert Podcast, and Will D's. Nuts. And thank you to the ones that follow.